Hey, test, test, 1, 2, 3, testing. Excellent connection, it says. All right, going to test 1, 2, 3. What's the delay? Excellent connection, it says. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, going to test 1, 2, 3. What's the delay? 7, 8. Excellent connection, 10, it says. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 2, 3. 15-second delay. 4. All right, going to test 1, 2, 3. What's the delay? 7. All right, so what I'm doing right now is setting up my spreadsheet. Let me just pull this over here. Looking back 9 days, it sets up, more importantly, my risk for the day that I want to go with. Probably the most important component of trading is what is your risk. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting in yesterday's open, high, low, close. And notice that I've got, going back 9 trading days, to, it looks like today, 9 days going back is July 28th. And right now I'm just, I'm not worrying about the point numbers like 0.25, 00, 0.75. I don't worry about that. That's irrelevant. So then I just double check to make sure that I've got the right numbers on and the right volume. Although I don't really use volume right now, but I still keep track of it. Notice that we had a lower volume, looks like on the 28th of July. I don't know what day, why that would be, but all the rest of them, see they have a high day right there on August 1st. Pretty high yesterday, even though the market was kind of, in the morning it was probably one of the toughest trading sessions that I've seen in a long time. I brought 2 of my PAs back from Oblivion, and I've got one that went from a winner to below 50,000. So I got 4 active PAs. One I'm not most likely trading, EA 192. I have 195 and 196 in, so what I do right now, 195, 196, I have a copy trade I'm just testing out. I've added different signals and indicators on the charts. Right now I want to know the open, high, low, close of today's market. Right now it's pretty, been pretty dead, it looks like right now. Not much activity. That's today's open. Today's high and today's low right now. So that's a very tight range, by the way. Extremely tight. And then yesterday's close, 23,519. Look over here, measuring. So we have not been 1P, and we have not went 1 Now it went 1p on either an up or a down from the open. So we stayed inside this range. So we've been inside 66 ticks from the open on both sides of the market right now. All right, we're going to try to set up what I like to do is a wave pattern. Let's save this, move it off. Oh, actually, one more thing we need to do here. We're trading 3 contracts right now. Let's see if I can get this over with that to show up at the same time. There. No, I'm going to have to pull that off screen. Right now what I'm setting up is 2, 3, 4. I've thought about 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. I like to keep my loss under 200 on any, because my max, well, we'll bring QuantGuard over in a second. What am I looking for about this? So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting in, and always round up on the stop loss. 3R, 2, 3, and then 4R. It's 176 today. So if we calculate that, I'll need to find my calculator again. So we got 3 contracts. Each one has its own little loss situation. 88 plus 132 plus 176 divided by 2. It's a $198 loss, so it's about a $200 loss with commission costs, a little over 201 and change, 201.06 maybe. 198 plus $3 would be what, 201.06. And then we want to write down the targets we're going after. 3P target's 198 today. Actually, it's 197 rounded down. So it's 197.8. Always round down on those. Air to the 395 for 6. Can't type today. And a 9. So this is 369P. I'll bring over the spreadsheet in just a second so you can see it. So what we set up is 2, 3, 4 stop. That's a $200 roughly stop if all targets are hit. I usually don't like to take the 3 and the 4 if I don't have to, but I will take the 2. And then we have the 3R. These are just targets set up originally for me to, if the market moves quickly in my favor, where I want to get out. So there you go. There's the 9. So 9P, 593 ticks. That'll be an awesome. So if I would get all 3 of those, 593 plus 395 plus 197 divided by 2. I get 592.5 divided by 198. Works out to be, today that works out to be 3.3 to 1. 2.99. That's usually standard that I'm going after 3 to 1 or 2 to 1 on a setup. Alright, so let's pull the spreadsheet off to the side and minimize it. The dailies are not really helping you right now. Let's save this template. Okay, double check. That's right. Switch, which one is, let's bring QuantGuard over. So what have I got active? I got 195 is the lead account, 196 following. All right. And this is my risk template today. Let's see if we can edit, pull it up. So right now, $600 loss locked me out of the account. 300 maximum loss, flattened position if it gets across that. Maximum daily profit that we're after is 750. Position limits, that means not trading no more than 9 contracts. This is something I've been debating about. I don't have any restricted symbols. U.S. market, European markets, and then reset at 4:30. That's what I've set up for now. No max trades per day. That might be something I look at some point in the future, like 5, 7, 10. I don't know. So we try to, and then we're trading 3 contracts. Try not to add unless it warrants an additional series of contracts. All right, so let's pull this off. Forex, there's nothing really on today, Friday. All right, let me get this off the screen. Trading above pivot right now. I got the 60 range bars on here. We're going to look at it all in just a second. 60 minute. Off screen, I'm looking, actually, let's do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. I looked at the daily chart. See my sim trades there. 60 minute. Excuse me, it should be 60 minute, not 60 range. So we do have kind of a Fibonacci looking back from yesterday's high to, what is this, August 4th, be Monday. So we could set that up. Don't really want to be influenced that way. Look at the 60 minute is showing a strong up still. 15 minute crossing over a little bit. Crossing over as well, market moving up into the open. And then looking at 3 minute, let's go back to 60 range bars. Try to give the first 5 minutes at least before I think about getting in. Notice that we have a market that's holding up here. Morning range at pivot, it looks like right now. So preliminarily, seems to be the areas that are holding. Back at yesterday's high. One, two, 3 times up here. Everything's talking about, looks like it wants to go long. Just don't know how much power we got above here. Actually, I want to switch to, what did I say, 195's leading.
Order submitted.
Our momentum indicator showing along. The blue's underneath the white, so the white's leading. This is a higher, this is the 9 range and this is the 33. What do we got going? Wave related. If we're measuring, I'm just going to put it on the chart so you can see what my thought process right now. Looks like I'm trading from the open. Looks like that's the low. Zero, 1, 2. This is all basically a 1 though. Canceling out our buy signal up here right now.
Order canceled.
Below, below. Just double check what was the lead account again. I believe it's 195. 195 with 196 following, okay. I'm gonna take our first stab right here.
Order filled.
If 2R gets run, we'll close out. Looking for us to break through here. I'm looking for the market to basically do this. Break out of this zone right here. See if we have enough strength to get through here. Target of going to R1 roughly right now. Notice we're trading basically in the middle. We broke through. I want to get to break even and close out. If it doesn't go back, if it comes back now, I really don't want to be in. I want to see it move quickly up to target. If this gets hit, we'll stop everything else out too. first move is usually the best in the trading session. All right, so we've moved all our stops. We're at the mercy of the market if it wants to move.
Order canceled.
One off. Remember 3P was roughly in this area right here. That's what I'm looking for. These are 60 range bars. Let's look at 30 range. No help really. 15 range bars. Definitely no help. So we got the momentum. Both of these are above the zero line. So I like the setup. We're above the 100 on the CCI. It's a great setup. Just a matter of will it hold and move up or not. So we'll be protecting one of the contracts around that 3R target if it can get up there, which is roughly, so we'll look at 23,625 roughly. 23,600. I'd like to see 600 at least. Where's 600? Let's put our cursor at 600. Above the opening range right now. Let's get close to it, but not on it. Let's move this second contract up a little bit. All right, we're going to go here and protect. So we want to see a move that goes up. 45-degree angles are good. This is where we are right now. It's about where 3R was. So let's protect the contract, and we'll keep the other one underneath. About here. Just never know when we're going to stop going up. Be a quick day for me. Remember, this is a 6P target, and this is a 9P target. 3 is basically almost where we are right now. So we're protecting that 3P target, basically. We think that it can get to, I might be able to get up to the This is a 3 standard deviation Bollinger Band curve. Notice we broke out of a narrow channel and we're widening out right now. This is our trailer, our last contract.
Order canceled.
All right, so we're down to 1. Right now, looking at where we are standing, we have realized profit of 80 bucks and 80 bucks unrealized right now. Total P&L right now on trade is showing 154. It looks like it would be about at least a $100 trade at this point. So did that take out? Yeah, that took out the 9. That took out the 9 this time. So this is the 6P target that we're on right now. To protect a little bit more of the profit. Look like we're going for the R1 line roughly. Nice solid move up. We should be able to hit that, you would think. Going to protect a little bit more of this trade. Let's protect that line right there. This is our original entry point where the 1 signal. This is our profit stop, and we have our stop on the profit side, and then we have our target up here. Interesting looking at the 3-minute chart. This is what we're capturing, right? This is the move that we're capturing on 3 minutes. Going for the R1. Getting weak up here. I'm going to protect this line right now, right there. Really don't want to see it come down, so we're tightening up our stop in front of the R1 is what I'm doing right here. We've already won this trade. It's just a matter how much do we win. It's normally how I go after targets. At this, I try to match up the trade with the trade.
Order canceled.
And we got stopped out. Not a bad trade there. Notice the copy trader worked that time. So our lead account right now is at 886.34. And then we're able to take the 196 back above 50,000 there. That's a good trading day for me. I'm not a huge Friday stay in the market forever type of trader. So if we look at what happened there, let's measure from back here. This is yesterday, right? So let's go use this line to here. This is a higher time frame looking at where we are in the wave pattern. I'm using this as the 0 point right there. And you have this move here. Zero, 1, 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So we're still 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the 5 right here. Both of these are showing the 5, so we traded the 4 to 5. It's kind of what I was doing here too. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 5. Wave pattern. When you can find a wave pattern inside a trade, and the more you can find, the better off you are. Ideally, if we could have stayed in this trade, we should have hit the 3P target, and we would still have one on right now because I somehow or another I made a screw up there. The 9 got taken out. We're okay with our, we did take one out at 3P, so that was one of the moves. And we did not get 6P. We got close to it though, right? And then right now I've been holding on to the 9. The 9 would be on this orange line right there. Excuse me, the yellow line right now. Orange looks like it should be trailing right in here. Let's look back. Look to hold here. So we're definitely in an up signal. Look at the blue, orange to the yellow. Okay, I want to make sure not to trade that, so let's go back to Sim. I'll put Sim in this bright blue color. So we did make more than on the loss side of the equation. We were risking roughly 198, and we pulled out 229 before commission costs. 227.5. After commission costs, it worked out to be 225.94, $3.06. Here, let's just pull this over. This is a busted out account. See it, admin. And these are the 4 active right now. This is the one that just came active today from last night. Rebuy. And I'm just trying to take it easy. They're all EAs, by the way. There's no PA account. I'm still working on getting back to how I want to trade. Nice little gap here between the blue and the white line, dotted. CCI, last high is not showing as strong. Have a head and shoulder pattern here with the CCI. Momentum indicator is showing, especially the higher one, 33 range, is showing a strong buy still. This one's a little bit weaker on the 9 momentum range. CCI is above the 0 line. Now we're going to go there, huh? Very tempting, but I'm trying to look for proof. But we could have a mean regression. You can see here's the orange and there's the blue, there's the pivot. One ABC coming of ABC correction, but you need to stop seeing it top out too though. What I'm looking at right now is watching the CCI. This whole move, actually the best way to show this is to show it to you. So this high going lower, higher, higher, lower, lower. That's where you get in trouble though. And then we're looking at this move right here. $60 range bars went back to 0 and up off of it. Maybe we'll trade 190's in the worst trouble of all of them right now. We'll do the mean regression on 190.
Order submitted.
Looking for at least 2 red lines kind of like this. We're trading the 5-point going to the ABC correction. Target. Ideal target is down here by the pivot. Now, reason being is that we have not went up real high, real hard. And each one of these tops, right here, and right here, have been weaker. If the market falls, it probably falls quickly. Ideally, when we want to be out somewhere between here and here. Here's the blue line crossing over the bottom of the range. And like I said, EA 190 is in the worst of, so I'm okay with taking this on 190. It's got the worst loss of my accounts right now. 194 is busted up. It's an admin only. So I'm waiting for that to reset or get rid of it altogether. So I'm still working it out, how I want to attack the market. I do feel like I'm reading the market good today though. This is a nice move. Let's look at this. Down here to this low. Brings it down to S1. And to yesterday. Let's measure this because that's kind of important, right? Let's go to, what, a 5-minute chart so we can see it. Is that where we're looking? Back here is where we're looking, right? Now we need to go 15-minute maybe. %, brings it back to roughly pivot point. And we're watching the CCI to make sure this still holds, right? This pattern right here. Two downrange bars probably brings it into here somewhere. So what am I looking for? Basically, something like this. Current market conditions, obviously. If this CCI comes up here, then this is going to negate this kind of thought process I got going right now. To 5 points higher. Just means that we've got another line going here. For now. See if this holds right there. So right now, let's put the arrow line that I'm looking at. The market needs to hold. Market needs to hold basically that area right there. Let's give our sell stop underneath that. Limit sell. I also have another one right in here. Rejection off of R1 is kind of what I'm thinking right now. But we're also watching this, the CCI line. Okay, let's watch this. Watching and see how this next bar forms. Okay.
Order canceled.
Really not accurate. This line's been busted. So let's wait and see how this forms against this now. When I'm taking trades, I like taking the 3 to 4, right? 0, 1, 2, no, 2 to 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 2 to 3, 4, and 4 to 5. So we took the 4 to 5 is what, and this 5 is still going, by the way. If we would have stayed in this trade a little bit better, could have stayed on right here with at least one contract, we'd still be long right now. This is a dangerous one. I kind of want to see, it's rejection of the R1, but is it really? Kind of show you my thought process right now. Looking at those two lines right there, and they're kind of equal. And this is high. This one is higher than this one. So this one's still held over here. So what's got me confused is the break right here. Coming down to the 0, we might have a short signal if we can get to the below the 0 line here. So what I don't want to get caught in, and what I'm wary about, is this. A bounce like that. Could bounce here too. Or could bounce off the prior day, I mean the last high that we formed. So this is the A, looking for a B, and maybe we take the B to C right now. On the other side, what are we watching? Kind of broke through that little area right there. The last red line, so it didn't go to minus 200 though. Let's see when the last time we went minus 200 back here at yesterday at 2 o'clock. Might get a long signal here too. There's one. Down to the minus 100 here. So what do we know about the market right now? We know it's busted this little line here, and it's busted this line here. So both sides is testing. Might be good for another long here though if we get above. And break the R1 line here. Still below. Minus 125. This is what the market looks like on a 3-minute chart right now. Holding the 50 bar MA. There's a little dip here, right? And then back up again. Break out this way, fake out this way, up we go. See how this next bar forms here. So here's the danger point that we're in right now. We're in a BC correction perhaps, or we're continuing the trend up, meaning it's going to go like that, or it's just going to hang out right where it is. I like this. I mean, ideally, unfortunately, I have to fight my bias. I have a bias of shorts because I know how much money and how quickly you can make money. So the yellow line coming back to the orange is what I'm thinking. And look where it can go back to. You come back here and catch all these guys that want to buy down here. So let's put in a sell order right here.
Order submitted.
Now we got a buy signal right now though. So we're watching our CCI line right now. See where this stops going up. Have a buy above the 100 level. It's very weak up move right now. So what I'm thinking is people will like to buy maybe in here, maybe down here, maybe down to the pivot. So getting down to here is certainly possible. It's a very weak up signal right here. Although it is crawling up. Let's call it what it is. Spade a spade, right? Remember, this line right here is the 50% retracement. Could move into here, and it could move into here. We shall see. don't want to get caught on this move going R1 back down. I just know that there's people that want to buy down here. They like to see this market come down here and then buy. Here, here, here. One more red bar. See if we get another one. Possible move if it wants to come down, perhaps to pivot. But this is definitely a profit target area right in here. So is here. I'm not a fan of taking 6 to 7, by the way, which is, this is basically holding at 5. Below 0, above, kind of negating out our sell signal right now. Watching here to see if how we break above R1. We're watching this against this against this. Is this going to be stronger and negate out? This is not deep enough. This still is our 5 point. Let's get rid of that. Still got a 5 point. We just went into, we never really formed an ABC correction yet. Definitely get rid of our sell signal there.
Order canceled.
Got to buy across the board right here. Dangerous area though, going up to R1 for the first time. Halfway retracement brings it back into here. So you know you got some people that would like to buy down here, here, at pivot. This is weaker long on the CCI. So far. When it gets trading above R1, it's where it gets really difficult to take on shorts. But we want kind of proof that the market wants to come back down. I really don't want to take a long up against the highs up here though. Ideally, I wanted to stay in that last contract and trail behind it. So if I was still in this trade, where's a possible point that I'd want to get out? Probably right in here or here. Those two levels, right where these arrow lines are right now. So if that's where I want to get out on the long, that's most likely where I'm looking at shorting. So it's the difference between here or here to here or here, if I take a short on it all. See how strong it is above R1, and then we could probably see if there's any people up here that want to drive the market down. Boy, just staircasing its way up though, right? Still has not made its point yet. 5 points still forming. A little fake out, right? A little fake out. ABC went A and then negated out that ABC correction. So we're continued the 5 wave point. In actuality, right here at the gold line, which is I'm working on as personally, 2 up, this would have been a good point to buy right in there. Of course, I was scared to take that on because my bias is short. And once we get past wave 5, and I start worrying about when is the correction coming. Nothing goes up forever. But right now, look at this. Bouncing off of the 50, no, this is the 950s down here, I believe. Yeah, 50s here, the green line, orange is 100, and that's 200. I believe this is the 9 EMA. Yes, bouncing off the 9 EMA on the 3-minute chart. So I have this off screen looking as well. It's a pretty nice solid move going above R1 right now. So I guess we could say this is a continuation of the 5 point, and we had a signal somewhere up here for 9p. Boy, I tell you what, if I could just hold on to those trades a little longer, or at least get one of them, the tortoise side of that last contract, last series, trailing underneath it a little bit, not as aggressive. Where I got screwed up is the first one getting knocked out. Maybe moved to break even too quick on the 3 contracts. I got burned yesterday, so I was very cautious today. And I'm not unhappy with my trade that I had already. Time, 10:35. So we're an hour and 5 minutes into the session. Obviously broke through this, and now it's trying to work on these up here. This is still holding. I'm just tightening up the lines right now that we saw. So what we're doing right now is we're watching this against this against this right here. Is this going to hold? So we definitely have a buy signal here. Where did it come in? Roughly went back underneath right there, then up. $15 range, 30 range, rounded, so I'm happy with what I've done so far. Might look at it. Let's see here. It's kind of that line. So the R1 correction, maybe back down to pivot before it goes back up, or is this going to hold and be strong? Just slowly crawling up right now. It looks like on a 3-minute chart. Still haven't really seen a signal. Had one here at 10:12. No, no. Nothing really showing me that it wants to stop going up. Our 50 has crossed over the 100 down here, roughly in this area. The 10 o'clock market moved over. So everything is showing up. Although, when you're looking at things, right? Look at that retracement that could come in today. Mean regression back down this way. There's two. I want to attempt it right here. Doji bar, down bar. See how this bar forms first. Don't want to get burned. Ideally, I like to see this quicker one get below 0 and this one get below 0. I'm also watching the 3-minute chart over here to see how that next bar forms, which it did form. Bouncing off that 9 EMA again. It's the low of that bar. Low of the bar right now, 23,670. So maybe 675, 665 right here. Whoops.
Order submitted.
Taking on our worst account right now, 190. See what happens here. Watching the action above the R1 line right now. Bounce off the 9 EMA again on the 3-minute chart. The low of that 3-minute bar is 670.25. And we have a sell signal roughly at, looks like below that, right? 670? Yes. Targets on the way down, we're looking at this mark, this mark, this mark, this mark, pivot. Let's get rid of this bigger Fibonacci though. And let's put on just a little Fibonacci line here. We'll see that hold right there. Gets above this area, and I'm going to give up on shorts. So we got our little A right here, B trying to form, and then C. C part of the wave coming back down, maybe all the way down to here. Remember, we got a risk of about 200 if we take all the stop losses, which if it runs 2R will close and take a little bit less of a loss. And we'll just call it a day. This is the best signal that I've found right now. Time is 10:46. I'm going to be done by trading by 11:30. Gets above here. I'm not confident that we're going to go back down anymore. R1 will have held. Doesn't mean it won't go down at some point in the future. Just means for my purposes, it's not working. I am also watching this CCI line too though. If this line here gets broken, then we definitely know the short's over. We get below this here, we know we'll be below zero on both of these. And the reason I'm looking at a short is how weak of an up move we've been. It's been an up move. It always goes up, right? As I'm sitting in Nutty's room every so often, the market always goes up. Until it doesn't, right? Fibonacci speaking, 23.6. So these are our like targets. If we get filled, we'll be looking at these Fibonacci numbers as target areas as well. Bottom target looks to be about right here right now, 76.4. If we got it, most likely right there though. And then we have the 100% down here at the pivot line. So we could set up here, here. So we'll set up a target here, and we'll have our break-even target up here. We run this line, we protect break-even, or get close to it roughly. So what I'm looking for is this yellow line to bend over and come back near the orange and blue line. So the last 3-minute bar was red. Basically looking for us to get below this line right there and give us a chance, and just a chance right now, to come back down into these areas. This is an interesting area right there. 603, the 600 line. If the market gets above this, we're closing out our signal. This whole move is based upon, which bar are we looking at? This one right here. And this is all held so far. This high on the CCI has held. If 2R gets hit, we'll close the trade out. And take our losses and still call it a day. Bring over the 3-minute chart, kind of see what we're looking at right now. We're looking to try to bust here and go in. Very slow up move, trying to take advantage of this slow up move with a quick down move. And we really want to see it accelerate to here quickly.
Order filled.
All right, so stop right here. We get stopped at this above the R1, we're closing out the trade. So if this gets filled, we're hitting the close button. So let's look on the other side. Wouldn't mind having one off right here. One off right there. And one off on the blue line. Get down to here, knock out our one. Let's get above that line right there. If this gets run, we're going to move the remaining two to break even. If this gets hit, we're closing the trade out. Because we're wrong. See if the 9 holds again. It's below the 9 on the 3-minute chart for the first time. 9 EMA. Got our finger on the close button if it runs us out quickly. Try not to stress about the small things. Only thing I can control on this trade right now is this button right here where I'm holding. That's the only thing I can control. This break even down here has me moving the remaining area. Gonna watch a bounce off of this 23.6 too. All right, this gets hit, we're closing. So we got an area between here and here that we're looking for. Bring it all down to break even now. Let's see if we got to move. That's all we can do.
Stop filled.
One's off. So we're on here, on here.
Stop filled.
On here now.
Stop filled.
All right. There's where my problem is as a trader. Is do I move too quickly to break even when I've got a winning position? Obviously, what's concerning me is this is the bottom at the 23.6 here, and we go above R1. So that trade only made 37.50, 34.44 less commission costs. So probably should have not moved to break even so quickly. Held that 2R until we run that first initial target right there, not trusting what I'm seeing. Because I've been burned so many times. Definitely showing us a short here to here, zero line being crossed. So good signal entry point. Let's pull the let's pull the 3-minute chart over. No reason to come out. A little too close to it. I could have had 2 and left 1 on, so that could have been something I could have done. Got 1 off at break even, 1 where I had off, 1 right at the break even, and keep the third contract up there. Still learning how to trade a series of 3 contracts. That's why I'm in an EA again, but I am seeing the market, knock on wood, okay, when I look at wave patterns. Today, a lot of time to think. A lot of time to think today. So what do we know at this moment in time? With our Fibonacci's that we put on, 23.6 seems to be holding. And this might be all the down the market gives you today. This looks like my entry bar right here. There's your signal. So let's see, and it did come above it, the entry bar. What I didn't like about the short trade is it didn't escalate quickly down. But it did hold. Everything held. This is below the zero line here, below the zero line here. It was a good trade buy, or sell point. I like the sell point. My trade management, I'd give myself a C. Ideally, I'd like to have one contract on using the two that I got the profit on, or the one that I got the profit on, to be able to hold at least one of two of those. This gives you too much time to think today, as slow as the market's moving. There's too much time to think. What's the 3 minute doing right now? Let's look. We got a hammer, and we're trying to form an up bar here. And it looks like this is trying to hold right there. I do not like the way this market went down on that short signal. Short falls quicker than a long. There's the next 3 minute forming green. Feeling a little bit better about their exit point now. Not great, but we have basically above this area where my crosshair is, gets above that. That was our entry point roughly. What do we got going on the other side of this? We finally formed a line down. And the market looks like it's trying to make a move back to R1. Now I'm going to remove all this stuff because it's getting confusing. So we know this is the high of the session. This has stayed above the zero line. This might be all the correction you get today. For now. And above R1. So maybe above zero here, and this holds, could signal a long signal. So I've traded 3 of the 4 EAs that I have today. I'm not trading 192, which is at 50,000 brand new. I'm holding that one in reserve. Just trading 3 EAs right now. Trying to get one of them to PA. And broke through here. All right, so we know, what do we know? All that held. On the other side, all that basically held there, although it's showing a little bit more strength to the long. This is still above the 0 line, below the 100 line. This line here versus this line here is lower. So looking at that versus this. Three-minute chart is showing this. Ideally, I like to see a red bar form before I even think about shorts, if I even short. Closing in on the 0 line, maybe a buy signal here. Minus 1101 plus 4. See how the next bar forms here. Continuation of a short would bring this below the 0 line, or minus 100, and this below 0. Gets up here, then this will be 0, then 0. And that would mean we're looking at the mean regression again. Time is 11:10. Got roughly 20 minutes left. we've got a red bar trying to form on the 3 minutes. There's our A, B, and C, or excuse me, A to here, B to there, C coming down, maybe into here. Yep, I like this. We're going to go for it.
Order filled.
Need to break this. Alright, so what we got going on here? We got a target right there, and we have a target right there. The initial target a little bit higher to about here. If we form another red bar down, don't like how it's not moving quickly. Take one off here. Want to accelerate quickly. Down should move a lot faster than longs. But it wants to come down, it should move quickly. We want to, it looks like we want to be right there on the first one. Getting the second one to break even. Both of those get knocked out, we'll close out, maybe. We'll protect the third one right there, maybe. Too much time to think here.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
We'll use that right there as our exit point. This is our profit loss that we got going right now. And we'll use that as our profit target right there. Just not a good moving market today.
Stop filled.
Alright, so up $13.38 on 190 after commission costs. Just not wanting to move today. Should we go after the long? Don't like reversal trades right off the bat. Want proof that it wants to reverse. 3-minute bar is showing this. Below zero still. Above. pretty much a rejection there. Want proof to get long. Tried short twice. Very confusing right now. Opening trade that we took was the best. Everything after that's been weak to poor. Ideally, what I like to see on the 3-minute chart as well is 2 confirming. So red, red, green, green, red, green, red. This is not helping. Time is 11:17. We've got roughly 30 minutes left. So I'm watching this bar and this bar. This is held. And I'm watching the 3-minute chart, looking if we form another green bar. Or are we just in the chop right now? So this could just, let's pull this over, because this could just end up in chop right now. Or it could go down and just, I was wrong in time. It may be the highs in for the day, and we're going to go down back towards pivot. This isn't helping. Looks like we're 2 hours in. I thought I would do this because Nutty's in California or Colorado. I like to watch his stream every so often. Not much of opportunity today. So we have a red bar. Nine EMAs holding. Below 100, still holding above 100. I mean 0. This is holding above 0, and this is holding above 0. But it has been weak. Been strong. Wait a minute. This is the lines here. This is the other chart. Above, below. Above right here. So this bar forms here. 175, 104.25. So right now we got green, red, undecided. take one more shot at a short. We have one red bar. See if we get the second red to form on the 3 minute. Above the zero line, above, below. $11.21. Got two red bars formed. Looks like we're going to be short roughly right here, all things considered.
Order submitted.
Let's double check that. The red bar is last low. Oh, 23,666. Eek. Don't like that. So we go 665.
Order filled.
All right, so let's try to hold this one. Let's try to give it some room. This is my last trade of the day. 2R will exit. Looks like we're exiting on the R1 line. Looks like our first target is roughly right there. So what do we got going on the 3 minute? 5 point A, B, and we're looking C to come down. Maybe even as far as here. Goes up to R1, we'll close out and just take our losses for the day. Not a great sell signal there. $11.24. Be a $200 loss if I take all these. Three-minute chart might be showing a green bar and we'll exit. Or should we reverse? this could be a good reversal point. Holding the 9. See if we can break down here. We need to get, let's see if we can make a move. Where can we go? This looks to be a good spot right there. Doji bar, last bar. Really haven't seen that C point yet though. $11.26. Watching for a bounce right around here. Can't get a win here today, can we? Going to 190. Just break even today. EA 190. Above zero, above zero. See how this bar forms? We might be reversing. Hate this shit. And we got another up move coming. $11.29. Right now we're down just commission costs. R1 or bust, huh? I think we're going to have some quick movement here, temporarily up or down. Come on now. One time. $11:30 a.m. right now. Do we have the move? ABC correction still is on. Need to get below this line here though. All right, let's do it. Let's move.
Stop filled.
Hold the last one. Got one left, huh? Well, we're positive no matter how it turns out. This is what we're looking at right now. So it'll be positive on the trading session. On all three accounts, we'll move up a little bit. Right now we're above 500 from 50,000. At 195, it was a low about 500. I've come up on the week. I took a $600 loss on this one. Actually, yeah, $600 loss on 195, and we've come back. And 196, we were below 50,000, and we went above. So overall, just an okay week, mediocre. It was a rough trading week, to be honest. All right, so we want to protect that right there. Right there. Need to get below here. Right on top of it now, see if we can make a move. So we're using the orange line. We're doing a mean regression trade right here. Regardless of what it takes us out, it takes us out. Because ideally you want to see a downward, quick moving market. Got your pivot line, you have this line. I'm picking this line because we've not been there. Give ourselves a little bit more profit, maybe. Let's see how this forms. This might just close us out. To think this is the best downward movement we've had all day. See if the top's in. All right, so let's do something. Let's go after the blue line, but we'll take profit at the orange line. So I'm looking for a quickward downward move. Quick down move. Even if it takes us out, I still like this short. All we have right now is A, B. We need to get below here for the C part. Come on, breakthrough. Break on through to the other side. Come on now. Come on, baby. There's some buyers down here that want to buy in. They want to buy here, they want to buy here, they want to buy here. So we did break through. We're going to take some profit right there. Watching this orange line, watching this blue line, watching this yellow line. When we get a downward move again, we'll go to here. Another range bar down. we'll go there, we'll put our stop right here. Get ready to move if it goes. Right there's where I want it to be. That all we got? That all the down? Come on, there's more buyers that want to buy down there. Come on. Lots of buyers that wanted at the pivot point today. All right, let's go ahead and get there. So right now we're running with 122 less commission cost. Commission cost on this account $867 right now. Three-minute chart looks good if we can hold here. Is that all we got? Is that the C part of the correction? That's as far as we're going to go today. Possibly is where we're going to end up on the day. Time's 11:37, last trade. Just following behind it. Get underneath here, we'll go to here, where we are. All right, what am I doing here? Let's get rid of that 3-minute chart now. Get it off the screen. All right, let's move a little bit closer right to there. So we're watching the orange, we're watching the blue, we're watching the gold. Ideally, I like to get exited at the blue line. Mean regression, watching this line, watching this line. I'd like to protect close to there if we get here. Come on, baby. Let's stop there. Lots of buyers down there. Lots of people want to buy lower. A lot of time to think today on the trading session. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. Try not to reverse. Actually, we will not reverse no matter what, because it's not a signal, first off. Second, we're past the 11:30 mark. So I'm looking for that down. Ah, come on, get down there. I'm going to try to get below that right there. Buy stops right there. Profit stop, whatever you want to call it. But it's definitely positive. You can see the green, see the red. We're short. Ideally, like to get down to here. Let's do it. Take a little bit more profit on the trade. Watching this line, watching this line. It's going to bounce at some point. Just taking as much as we can. Let's go a little bit higher than there, right there. This is what it looks like right now. Unrealized P&L 78. So just one micro. That move right there is worth $90. 50 cents a pop. 50 cents, right? 50 cents, 50 cents, 50 cent move. A lot of money to be made just trading 3 contracts. Don't have to get crazy about this bullshit. We're just going to hold where we are, watching this, watching this, watching this. At some point, it is going to reverse on us and knock us out. We're taking our profit. Wished I had more on. Could have taken one out here with profit. And then I'd had one sitting here and one sitting here. 2 to come out right there. But it's all right. All works out. Just try to get better as time moves on. That's all you can do. Try to trade inside your own way of thinking. I like to think of a market in waves. That's when I trade the best. If I can form a wave pattern and think about that, then I know where I feel confident trading. I don't like taking on a reversal trade until I determine the 5 point. 5 point was up here, by the way, if you go back and watch the video. And we know we're going to reverse. Got our ABC correction now. A, B, and C point is here. And how far is it going to go down to be C? Ideally, we want to see our profit target way down here on the blue line. This is the last line of defense on the long side of a move. Great place for profit. So we're doing what's called a mean regression trade, standard deviation. So we have this line, and this line. This is your pivot point. I mean, it looks like we're going to pull out at least $100 here. Trading this one. And we're above the 500 mark here, 578, which this was as low as, I think it was 49,100 at its lowest. I had a couple losing days, and then on 190. And then I got QuantGuard. I got tired of having, I had a $900 loss on this account. It went from 50,000 on the renewal to 49,100. So then I said, never again. Spend the money on QuantGuard. And I don't want more than a $600 loss. Go back and you can see me talk about that on the video when it comes back live. I don't know. We'll take a little bit more profit right there. It's like, where do you not want it to go? I think we don't want it to go right there. We know it's going to bottom out at some point. We like to see it get to here or here. I'm going to be very aggressive on my stop if we get to the orange line though. If this forms lower, we'll protect this line right there. Maybe. We're definitely coming down to here though. But we need another bar lower. Another range bar lower. Time's 11:46. Last trade is already on. We're done for the Friday. I had a decent trading week overall after I bought QuantGuard. I had a bad Tuesday, I believe. Monday was okay, and Tuesday I had two follower accounts.
Stop filled.
We got knocked out. All right, we're done. What did we pull out? Let's find out. So 190, we finished above. So I made about half the loss back. The low point on this account was 49.1. After commission cost today, I made 104.82 on 190. Actually, let's move this over and out of the way. Let's bring the other thing over. This is how my trading went today. I only traded 3 of my EAs. Notice this one, 194, is admin before I got QuantGuard. And I blew that fucker out, excuse my French. Because I reverse, max bet, all kinds of bullshit. Then I decided to only trade 3 contracts in the EAs. And so we only had 1 trade on 195 and 196, 195 and 196. 195 was a lead account, 196 was a follower. We made a little bit more on the follower. Notice that we had 1 trade. It was a long signal. Go back and when this video is live and you can see it. And then we used 190 after we'd established the 5th point today up here. And you can see the 190s. We had 3 points that we sold today. Notice the 9 contracts. We sold here, we sold here, we sold here. Go back and watch the video from me talking about why I sold, when I sold. Basically break-even trades on the first 2, and then we're finally able to capture the B2C movement. And this might be all she wrote on the short side. It might go back all the way back up. It might stop here. I really don't give a shit, to be honest. It's going to do what it's going to do. It's past, I'd like to be done before 12 on Fridays. It's 11:49. We were in the trade, I believe, right here, which was what time? So we're right at 11:30. We took 1 extra shot at it, and it worked out. Not a lot of volatility, with the exception of one day this week. I think the volatility. I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday I had the volatility, and I lost. I forget which day it was, but whatever that day was is when I lost. Went to 49.1 on this account. So I think I pulled 3. Well, anyway, I went up $465 roughly. I mean, $556 from its low of 49.1. And I was underneath in red on all accounts as of yesterday. High water mark on 195, I believe, was 378. 196 high water mark, which is now above the 50,000 mark with 636.97. I lost 600 yesterday on that account, which was kind of shitty, but it happened. So I had max loss. I kind of didn't trade good yesterday on that one. I had 2 winning accounts and 1 loser. But QuantGuard has saved my life on several occasions this week since I've put it on. I have not made up my mind officially if this is how I'm going to use it, but here's the risk template that I'm using right now. Speaking of that, what I want to do on my accounts to stop me from me is stop me from trading. I'm done. I'm happy where I am today. I'm happy where I am on the week. I'm happy how I'm progressing from July to August. I like this QuantGuard is worth the money for me to protect me from me. It's a comment, you know, sometimes you just need a crutch, and the crutches are good. I used to have a crutch on all of my trading. Going blind into these accounts, if you are a self-destructed, self-sabotage person, right here, then you need protection against you. Can't stress that higher. Notice that if it would take a $300 point, meaning $300 loss, it would close out, flatten that position. That would be half of the loss. And I've got to be able to say, all right, and it did that to me yesterday on 196, and I waited about a half an hour, and I tried again and lost again, and that's why it took me out. So I had 2 losses in a row yesterday on 196. So you can't be perfect, right? But you can stop yourself from you if you're smart. And I'm not a very smart person sometimes. I'm pretty stupid. As smart as I am, I'm really stupid. Look at that move back. We caught that just about the low of that move, as close as we could, right? That one did go down lower than any of the other lows, and it's decided that that's as far as it wants to go right now. I don't know how it's going to finish. Doesn't really matter. What I know is I'm done. I like to be done by 11:30 to 12. If I'm in a trade, I try not to trade past 11:30 on a Friday. So actually, it's a good rule altogether on any trading session not to trade past 11:30 if you start your day at the 9:30 open. All right. Talk to you later. Talk to you later. Those that watch it, please like the video. Subscribe if you've not. What do we want? What kind of thing do we want here? I like this one. This one kind of freaky. Let's just do that happy face right there. All right. That's it. We're going to stop the stream here. God bless. Take care. I'll see you in the next video I put together. Again, this is Dave Knight at Dave Knight Trading, or Trade Crazy. TradeCrazy. Look at that, all the way back. All the way back. So we had the 5 point, you have your A point, your B point, your C point, and now we're starting over again with our wave count, perhaps. Have a great rest of your day. I am out of here once I figure out how to stop the stream. And I need the right thing open, which is this thing. And let's get out of here. Let's talk to you later.